Hey guys, welcome back to a community for all of us. It has been a while since I have done videos on this channel, and here's the reason why. I gotta actually thank a bigger YouTube person than I am, and that is Courtyard Junkie. He allowed me to come on to his stream last night. Me being a toy collector on Autocrat Primer, I used that there. And I got to talk about some things that I have about why I love the WNBA now. Now, back in the day, I am from the Carolinas, so I am a huge Hornets fan. I got to meet the original Hornets as a kid and absolutely loved the Hornets. I sucked at playing basketball. I was a football, got letters before I got sick with cancer. Thank God I am well from that for many years later, but it never stopped me from loving sports. But I gotta tell you something, guys. I was on that podcast live stream last night till about 3 in the morning, and there was a question that was asked. It was said, why is it that do you think that there is genuine hate for Caitlin Clark? Is there? Well, what is it about Caitlin Clark? Well, to be honest with you, I picked up this book. My wife did actually, because this book right here is what's got me hyped about the WNBA. But what has me just completely awestruck and just dumbfounded by is people like Caitlin Plum. I mean, if I could play you the audio, I would, but now trying to get this thing set back up, getting back into this for some reason today, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Can't play the audio for you, so I'll try and have a link of it down in the description down below. But you have, I said the reason why it is that it is them projecting their own insecurities onto Caitlyn. Whether it's the fact that someone is saying that her fan base is racist, to whether it's something about Caitlyn herself. But Kelsey Plum, you know, comes they and I'm going to show you the shirts in a minute. But you have the most god awful the All Star game I have ever seen. Ever seen. They have this 4 point shot that everybody under the sun was like shooting to get these 4 points. Like, y'all can't shoot like Caitlyn, and Caitlyn's injured and she's the coach. Y'all are all shooting these 4 point shots. It was the most god awful game I'd ever seen in my life. Boring. Boring. I couldn't even go back and I wouldn't even torture you with the highlights. There was no highlights at all. At all. There was nothing that was even salvageable from that All Star. If that's your All Star game, then you're not All Stars. Yeah, I'm just going to say it like it is. If that is your All Stars, you are not All Stars. And then they had the audacity to wear these shirts. Pay us what you owe us. And Caitlin Clark is the one that is giving you the ratings that you have. Not only is she giving you the ratings that you have, but she's brought the spotlight back on and brought old timers like me back into watching the WNBA. And I mean, to the point where I actually hunted down a rookie card of Caitlin Clark so I could at least have that as a memento of a moment in history of a generational talent coming into her own. But you know what the WNBA does? What the other ladies are doing? What drives me up the darn wall is the fact that it's like someone buys a lottery ticket and they actually win the lottery and they get all that money and they blow it away because they don't know how to budget and they don't know how to handle that new responsibility. That is the WNBA when it comes to Caitlin Clark. They have been given the golden goose, and what have they done? They have filed her, they have beat her, and then when the deals are not going in their direction, they call her in and say, come on, we need you to come and save us because owners aren't listening to us. And what does Kelsey Plum do? She throws Caitlin Clark under the bus. It is, I could not believe it. Let's look at the shirt, the audacity. So you make your golden goose right here. You put her in this god awful shirt. And the reason why she wears it is she loves the WNBA. That's all she's ever wanted to do. And she's worked her butt off to do it. But what happens? They parade her and make her wear this. You can tell she doesn't like this. Look at that picture right there. She's not happy wearing that shirt. But Kelsey Plum makes sure she throws her in the bus and says, hey, you know, Team Clark didn't come to the meeting, and Team Clark didn't want to wear the shirts. And I was glad that she was called out and said, that's really not what needs to be said right now. I'm just trying to make light of the situation. No, you're not. No, you're not, Kelsey. You're not. You're taking a jab. You're hitting her and trying to knock her down. You don't like the fact that she has the star power. She is the all-star. And she is the only reason anybody's paying attention. And it came out. It came out that all of a sudden, ticket sales went down below 51% for the All-Star game. Then not only that, there was something even else that happened is that all of a sudden, the cost of the tickets went down 48%. So all of a sudden, you don't have the star power, do you? No, you have to call her in. You have to beg her to come to your aid. But yet you're going to sit there and go, oh, well, she didn't want to wear the shirt. No, she didn't want to wear the shirt. It's not professional. It's not sitting there. You're talking about, oh, we want to come together in unity. Certainly, why did you say what you said, Kelsey? If you wanted to come in unity, why did you say what you said, Kelsey? You hate this girl. I'm sorry. That was a word that people didn't want to say last night, that anything about hate. But you can't tell me that jab wasn't hateful. I don't know what you think, you power y'all have. Oh, we're gonna lock out. You know what? Look me up. Derek B. Davis on IMBD page. I worked on TV shows and movies. And I worked on one for Netflix. And you had the people that was with SAG didn't think they were going to get paid the money that they thought they should. And I was SAG. But I had the other one sitting there going, we're not getting as much money from Netflix. And I was like, yeah, but this isn't a big project. Oh, they need to pay us what we owe us. And you know what happened? Netflix said, with you. They started calling up any art teacher, any film school. They called them up and said, hey, we have openings. Hey, I wanted my job. I wanted to get paid. I need to have food on my table. Union be dang. I actually worked on that movie and I trained kids on that movie and I have no shame in it. I think that's exactly what needs to happen is that the WNBA, the NBA, let's just Big Daddy needs to say, you know what, we're done dealing with you drama seeking. Ooh, I about said something I didn't want to. But you know what? You need to understand that Big Daddy needs to step in and say, you know what? We're going to look at the girls and the women, excuse me, not girls, the women, the ladies that don't want to go on strike, and we're going to have a private meeting with you. And in that private meeting, we want to talk to you about, hey, we can bump your pay up 10%, but we're going to have it where we're going to have to let those contracts end. And we'll create a new union route because that's what happened with Netflix. That's what happened. And you know what? There was no strike. All of a sudden, all those people that were SAG realized they weren't going to get their paycheck and they know they needed it. And they needed to make sure they had their SAG points. So a lot of them came back and started working. And then there was no more problem. You didn't hear the barking anymore. We were working in South Carolina on this film. And I was like, y'all are crazy. People coming from out west, coming to the east. And I was like, y'all crazy. Why do I have a clue? And that's how I feel about these ladies, these representative, and I don't believe they're all representing the whole league. There's probably a reason why Team Caitlin Clark, CC's team, didn't want to wear these shirts is because they love the game. And they know that this is prime time for them to be recognized. They got all eyes on them and they want to make the money that they can make. So I would not be surprised if Big Daddy don't go to them and say, hey, we want to keep you. We're just going to let all those other noisy people go away. That's it. That's all I got right now. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is something new, and I'm going to start doing it. I decided it's time for old Derek not to be quiet anymore. And welcome to a community for all of us. If you'd like to be a guest and talk online or do live streams with me, let me know, and we'll set it up. Y'all have a good one until the next time. Bye, guys.